So today I'm gonna show you the full AFK slime setup because a lot of people have surprisingly been asking for it, even though it's pretty much self-explanatory. But here you go. Now, before I get started with the setup, if you cannot afford this, then the first thing you should do is probably either invest in your slime minions first or just continue progressing with the game because you have to have at least cleared um what was it called? Floor 7, level 7. I honestly don't know what it's called. What is it called? I'm just gonna call it floor 7 because why not, right? You have to at least have cleared floor 7 in dungeons. So, yeah, that's the only thing you basically have to do is clear that, which you can basically just buy carries from people you trust, first of all. I have gotten scammed once trying to get a floor 7 carry when trying to unlock this. So just be careful. And why are there still slimes right here? I don't know why slimes end up there, but it's not really that big of a deal. But invest in your minions first, then do your armor and all that other stuff. Because there are different slime setups you can use. And when I mean other slime setups, I mean literally like one other. Because the only other setup that seems to be like decently effective is the drowning method. Because you put the slimes in a little path like this, then you just have, instead of a big hole, you fill this up with water and have a hopper system below it. And when they drown, they will have their items dropped into hoppers and into chests. So that's what you should do. But other than that, um, the setup at least requires you to have cleared floor 7. So the first thing is, well, any Wither armor set. You can have Goldor, Maxor, Storm, Necron, or even just the base Wither armor, which I honestly did not know. Right here. Lowest bid, bin only. As you can see, the cheapest one is literally 17.5 mil. So if you were to go for like Storm, the cheapest one would be 20 mil. If you were to go for Necron, the cheapest one is 26 mil. Maxor, 19 mil. Goldor, 19 mil also. So if you want to be a little bit cheaper, why is that negative? What? Um, if anyone knows what that is, then tell me, because that is pretty interesting. So anyways, what was I doing? Oh yeah, Wither. If you want to have it like a little bit cheaper, have your armor set a bit cheaper, then just get the base Wither set and upgrade it to whatever you want later. It's not that bad. Because all you need is the Witherborn ability, which comes with the Wither set. So that's basically the first thing. The second thing, and you need to have this, is the Daedalus Axe. Well, you technically don't need to have this, but it's recommended because you earn 35 coins. You earn 35 coins plus Scavenger, plus Hound Pet if you choose, plus Champion, which I'm not going to level up because I am extremely lazy and do not have time. So, yeah. Champion, Scavenger, possibly Hound Pet, they're all boosting it. And 35 coins does not sound like a lot, but let me go up here really quick. Let me just dump everything. And in 30 seconds, you're gonna see how much money I have here from basically one Witherborn. I hope. I hope I can get a good amount of slimes here. And this is gonna show why this is basically the most important thing. Come on, Witherborn, soon. We already have almost 2,000 coins, which is actually pretty good. And that's just from thorns. 2,000 coins. There we go. 8,000, almost 10,000. I've actually gotten up to 12,000 per Witherborn. So there's that. Now just imagine 12,000 coins, or 8,000 to 12,000 coins every 30 seconds. That is a lot of money. And it doesn't sound like a lot, because it's only 8,000. You can earn that in like 10 seconds from literally doing anything else. But just think about it this way. You're doing nothing. You're doing nothing for this, and you're making money from literally sitting here AFK. You can do literally anything else. You can have another game on the side, YouTube on the side. You can just have it here. You can take a nap. So yeah, as long as you have this dado sax in your hand, your wither armor, and your pet, you're good. Now, of course, in the pet, there's only really two options. Either the hound pet for an extra 5 coins per monster kill, or if you want more speed, because you can't afford like fly catchers and all that stuff, then go for a magma cube, because slime minions will get a buff. And having I think level 100 is a 30% buff, so having that extra 30% buff, that's a lot. It really is. So if you can get that in place of like a fly catcher, then good for you. And if you want to have more money, then go for the hound pet, which is what I'm doing right now. As for your, I guess, I don't know what to call this. I really don't know what to call this equipment. I have been told to get this gauntlet right here, because killing an enemy causes an explosion, dealing 10% of their total health as damage to all enemies within 2 blocks. Enemies in the blast radius will also be contaminated, causing them to explode on death. So I think this is here because of thorns. As you can see, if they want to hurt me. Okay, 139. I'll be honest, I don't know how this gauntlet works, but everyone has been literally telling me to buy this, and I just ended up buying it because why not? So, if you want to buy it, go right ahead. I honestly don't know how this helps. Like, I get it, I understand what the effect does, but you have Witherborn. You actually have Witherborn. Like, if it's to get the big slimes, the smaller slimes faster, then good. It's helpful. But I'll be honest, I don't know what it does. I'm just following what other people have told me, because apparently you guys have better setups than I do. So, actually, it's not that surprising. This is like the most simple you can get. Just 4 paths and a drop right here. You just stand here with the Daedalus axe and wither armor. So, it's pretty simple. Now, as for minion upgrades, it's right here. So for fuel, use whatever preferred fuel you want. I personally like hamster wheels better, because, well, instead of foul flesh at least, because you can change this within every 2 months if you have a stack in each. And I already most likely have paid off the hamster wheels. So let me go to the bazaar. Let me go to fuel, go to hamster wheel. All I did was buy instantly. 2 million coins. My minions already have 2.1 million coins in them. I already paid them back. So the rest of the 57 days is all profit. Unlike foul flesh, where it will die out in 5 hours. And if you put a stack, I've made a video about this before, 2 videos actually, but this will only last you 2 weeks if you have a stack. So 2 weeks of 90% versus 2 months of 50%. So which one would you rather have? I personally would rather have this. But if you want convenience and never spending money, then just go ahead and do the buckets. Any will do. Enchanted lava bucket is what I was using before. You can have magma buckets or plasma buckets if you can afford it, because 35% is not bad. Unlimited duration too. 25% is actually not that bad either. As for the other upgrades, you need to have the hopper, because there are some times when you will be kicked off your island for whatever reason. Disconnection, game crash, you get sent to limbo, game update, just anything. And you want to have corrupt soil, which is technically optional, but I guess recommended. But if you can afford 2 flycatchers instead, then use 2 flycatchers. But for a flycatcher, you don't need a flycatcher. You can use a minion expander, which is not as good, but so cheap. And you can have 2 of them if you want. But corrupt soil is just so you can have enchanted sulfur, which is just another thing you can sell. So it's not that bad. And that's pretty much it for the upgrades. Obviously you want tier 11, but if it's not available to you, then use whatever you have. So that is basically it for the minions itself. And the last thing, which is over here, and again, this is optional because I know not all people can afford it, but a beacon. This is tier 4, which means my minions get an 8% boost permanently as long as I'm on the island, I believe. And I kind of made a mistake where I put a stack of power crystals, and now it's active for 121 days, and I can't do anything about it because if I destroy this, then the stack of power crystals will disappear. So I literally have to wait out the 121 days, and which is fine, because I'll be honest, I don't plan on getting a Beacon 5 anytime soon. Mainly because let me quickly see this. Yeah, it's not that expensive. I can obviously afford it, but well, it's only an extra 2%, and it's not really gonna hurt me. So it's not that big of a deal. You don't need tier 4, you can have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, it doesn't matter. So that is pretty much it for the entire setup. Not that surprising. It's pretty self-explanatory, but a lot of people have asked for the setup. And if there's any alternate options, or if there's anything that can make this cheaper, there really isn't. The only thing that can be cheaper is downgrading this to normal wither armor, but that's pretty much it. So hopefully this helped any future slime AFKers, and you should probably make use of this minion before they decide to touch it again. This minion has been nerfed so many times. They nerfed Unstable, they nerfed Blaze Armor. Who knows, this might be next. So just try to take advantage of this minion for now, and we'll see you next time.